Another sip of coffee. It's 5:30 a.m. Grégory Pitard, aged 46, loves the early morning hours before the summer sun unleashes its full force. Soon, Grégory has to go out and bring in the harvest. He's a farmer, and this is his produce.
The salt stays nice and dry in the kitchen.
Grégory is a salt farmer, a paludier as his profession is called here on the Atlantic coast of France. So it's off to work on the salt flats.
I really am a morning person. Something I especially like about my profession as a paludier is having a life that changes with the seasons.
And now it's time for harvesting sea salt from Guérande. But that's only if the weather plays along. Rain can ruin Grégory's harvest here on France's last remaining Atlantic coastal salt flats. The seawater flows from one basin into the next. Each time, the concentration of salt increases. A paludier has to be skilled at scooping out the salt without stirring up silt.
When I harvest, I let water into the fields again. The water level rises, and with it the salt crystals. If I don't add water, the silt on the bottom will make the salt much grayer.
In favorable weather conditions, the salt needs only a few days to crystallize. Rain dilutes the brine, which prevents crystallization. Salt production requires wind and sun, and then wind again. Salt farmers live with the weather and nature all year round. During winter, Grégory floods his basins to protect them from storms. In spring, he drains and repairs them. The constant transformation fascinates many people, including local painter Vincent Ricordeau.
It's the passion of the paludier for working with salt. I mean all the work. Right now all you see is the harvest, just a spectacle of water turning into salt. But it takes a lot of hard work to get this far.
Mais il y a eu auparavant un travail colossal, quoi.
Up until 4 decades ago, increasing numbers of salt farmers were giving up the profession. That changed in 1968, when students were striking in Paris. A few came here to drop out of the rat race. They wanted to preserve nature and the skills of the paludier and formed a cooperative to limit their risk. During the past 2 years, the harvest has been ruined by bad weather. Grégory survived by selling salt he had stockpiled at the cooperative.
The goal of the co-op is to secure the lives of the salt farmers, because as long as the paludier can live, the salt flats also live.
And so does the whole region, which once again lives primarily from salt, from coarse salt to premium fleur de sel. Flour of salt is the designation for the finest grained, most precious crystals. A product of wind, sun, and skill. At the co-op, Grégory meets Nicolas Lescouillet, the marketing manager. Tradition meets modernity, the salt farmer, the salesman, and a high-tech factory.
The coarse salt arrives here, falls, and then it's dried, ground, and sent to be packaged.
Lower quality salt is ground. It's the darker salt with a bit more silt content, but its appearance is improved by its packaging. As marketing manager, Nicolas tries to win over customers. Next door in the co-op store, the whole product range is on offer. More and more brands have been added over the years. It's clever marketing, especially for fleur de sel. Unlike coarse salt, these tiny crystals only form during the daytime, and it has to be a perfect day.
The little salt crystals form when it's hot and there's wind at the same time. Then they appear on the surface of the water at the end of the day. a result of thermal shock.
Fleur de sel is usually skimmed off in a process that requires skill and care. Gregory is more interested in the coarse salt, the kind that's been produced for centuries here in the salt fields of Guérande on France's Atlantic coast.